Hey, everybody, and we're back at it again. Frank presents the play call. I'm joined with the team, Nikki, June, Bree. We here to recap a nice, probably one of the best playoff weekends I've seen in a long time. But let's start around the table. Nikki, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, blessed and highly favored. You know what? If it's one thing I'm grateful for, I'm grateful that I am opportune to see y'all face today. Oh, Lord, tell God, he's good. He's good. I'm good, though.
June, what's up, buddy?
Pew, 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 pew. I'm doing good, on leave, happy. You know, I am alive. So, just blessed. Can't wait to talk about these games.
Yeah, me too.
And Bree hopped off the camera. Where did she go? Okay.
I'm right.
How you doing, Bree?
I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing. I want to give a special shout out and a round of applause to Miss Nikki. Not only did she take her chief exam today, first time in NFL history, Nikki is going to work on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday. In uniform. Like
breaking records.
Yes. First in NFL history.
And I want to give a shout out to my daughter. Today's her 25th birthday. 25 years ago, she was born, and Brett Favre won his first
birthday.
So on her birthday, Brett Favre won his first Super Bowl. So that's a blessing.
And also, rest in peace to Kobe and Gigi and everyone who passed away on the helicopter. Today marks 2 years since they passed away.
Yeah, that's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Still sad.
Mm-hmm. It's still kind of, you know. Mm-hmm.
But you know what's dope about him, you know, is that he left a legacy behind, and he did so much at a young age that it left us wanting more. You know, he won an Oscar. He did everything. He was teaching his daughter how to play basketball. Like the dude, Kobe was just Kobe, man. That Mamba mentality is something that sticks around, and you know, he's missed, and he's gonna be missed. But luckily for his daughters, he left a legacy behind, and that they can always look back. It doesn't replace him being there physically, but they can at least know their daddy who was somebody that they can always be proud of. You know what I'm saying? So
many people are. So yeah, it's something that they can be proud of. That's definitely one.
So let's start off, Bree. Let's go with the recaps.
So on Saturday, the Bengals defeated the Titans 19-16. That was a good game. It was pissing me off though. Tannehill was the first drive. Tannehill threw an interception. Here go Dickie. Oh yeah, Bengals is winning.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, when we watch a game, they kick the ball off. If the guy muffs the punt, Nikki calling us on FaceTime, they're gonna lose the game. You know what I'm saying? The first turnover, messed up play, they're gonna lose the game. They went out 3 and out. Oh, they done. They gonna lose the game. And then she'll come back the next drive. Oh no, they're gonna win. They're gonna win. And then they get a fumble. No, they're gonna lose the game. They're gonna lose the game. But I'll go with this one first, and I'll pass it off to Nick. I picked the Bengals, and I was happy. I like what Burrows did. I felt bad for him.
Burrows, money.
Yeah, he won a game after getting sacked 9 times. Give credit to that team. Look, we talk about resiliency. We talk about keeping your head on and pushing and pushing and pushing. And I love the fact that his kicker looks at him and says, I guess we're going to the AFC Championship, and goes out there and kicks the game-winning field goal. A rookie kicker. You know, we talk about it all the time. It takes 3 aspects, 3 phases of the game sometimes to win, and special team plays a big part, just like any other phase of it. Even though his offensive line gave him a lot of sacks, his defense did very well to hold up. Like we said, a turnover, the very first throw, gave that team some momentum. I'm happy to see what they're going to do this weekend coming up. You know, I hope they pull out the upset, but
he's just like 50 Cent. 50 Cent got shot 9 times. He's still alive. Joe Burrows got sacked 9 times, and he's still in the playoffs.
Smoke cigars in the sideline. Well, Nikki, what you thought about it?
I think it's, 110% salute, hand clap, everything to the Bengals. I actually picked the Titans. I picked the Titans being that, and it's funny because I said it last week too. Like, I don't know if Henry will be able to come back, because we have to take into account that he hasn't played in some weeks. So he has to dust the rust off.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say that, when it comes in the clutch, Henry always kind of finds some type of way to take his team over, take them over that hump. And for the Bengals to make that not possible for the Titans, hats off to them. To me, they were the underdog of that game.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me realize, this whole weekend made me realize, like, bro, any given Sunday is literally a thing. You know what I mean? And this season, if it's anything that this season has taught me is, bro, the team that might look like they're 100% solid doesn't always necessarily have to be the team that wins, And another thing, it shows when y'all sit and talk about 9 sacks, like, that's a lot. That's deflating. It was deflating on me as a fan of football, watching that every time, like, bro, you on the floor again, you on the floor. And for that not to stop him from playing the way he did, it showed resilience. So hats off to Joe Burrow, hats off to the Bengals.
June?
Hey, I guess the only thing that I'm going to say from it, the only word I'm going to use is maturity, right? It definitely shows how mature Burrows is. He could have easily let that situation of being in the playoff and carrying that team to do something it hasn't done in like 31 years. And he could have easily folded based on pressure and all that extra good stuff. But he kept his composure. It definitely shows that maturity and as a football player. And like, he's trying to set that tone to that example. As long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he's not making them crazy mistakes. Because he could have turned those 9 sacks into 9 interceptions,
Yep.
And that's what I mean by that. So, hats off to Joe Burrow. I mean, the defense did its thing. But hats off to the Bengals. Hats off to Brees. Homie Blanco, I know he's out there just wilding out still, probably.
I thought about calling him just to get his little 2 cents in. You know what I'm saying?
Who that?
Oh yeah.
With his shirt
Yeah,
off.
that's what I got.
You know what I mean?
Maturity. That's it.
Bree, what about you?
Definitely shout out to the Bengals. They're in my division. So, but I'm gonna root for them. Like, I have no choice now. So I want to say definitely shout out to Joe Burrow. I like Joe Shiesty, Joe Money, Joe Brr. He's a great guy. I liked him when he was at LSU. One thing I do want to say though is shout out to Jamar Chase as well, especially with this season. I watched the interview that he did. He was actually trending on Twitter yesterday, and Les Miles, the former LSU coach, told him that he was never going to be a great wide receiver. Look at him now. So he really did his thing. So
that's the lie.
I got a question for you guys, right? Now that we're talking about this team. What's up?
Before you say that, the one thing I'll say, we're giving shout outs and all that, but that defense gonna have to tighten up now. Like, because out of that,
I was at their practice today. I told them.
Oh, they good. All right. I think it's a conversation we had, even when they were talking about, like, they're middle of the pack. As teams getting knocked off left and right, that middle of the pack has to kind of show up some way, somehow. You know what I'm saying? To keep the dog, or keep the fight in. So that's the only thing I would say. But as of now, they should just rejoice and celebrate their wins.
So
Yeah. Right, Frank.
My question to you guys is, and I know how I feel about it, and I've said it before, is Tannehill the answer in Tennessee? This time, 1 year he had AJ Brown. I know they lost the tight end to the Patriots, but they went and got in Julio, and Julio was there for the game. Henry came back. He wasn't. I say he was there and he got a touchdown, but he was getting stopped. He couldn't make the impact that he had to make. But we all said it before that it was going to come down to Tannehill having to be able to move the ball and do his thing. Do you think that moving forward, do the Titans increase on offensive weapons, or do they maybe look for another quarterback that can not make the mistakes?
Well, I want to say this, right? Because out of the 4 games, 3 were won by field goals. Am I correct? I know at least 2 for a fact. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to give up on Tannehill yet.
Okay.
I don't know if yet. Because he took them this far. And let's be honest, they made it here for a reason. They won the division, and Henry wasn't in the game since week whatever. You get what I'm saying? So something kept them alive, you know? So I don't know. I don't know if maybe give him a little bit more weapons, you know? Because let's be honest, they just got Julio. AJ was hurt, you know, towards whatever time in the season. Henry was hurt. It's not like the weapons that they had was there consistently throughout the season. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe not yet. Maybe give him one more weapon or whatever. I don't know if I'll give up on him just yet.
Okay, June.
Hey, I agree with Nikki. Consistency, right? They didn't have that in their team all year. The Henry issue, you know, that when the Henry train was healthy, he might have made mistakes, but they were winning convincingly in most times. Yeah, they took an L here and there, but their wins, I thought they were pretty dominant. You take Henry away, you take AJ Brown away. Julio Jones, you know, he's injury prone. When he went over there, I was like, that's cute. You know, he's gonna get hurt, and it's happening. You know, so Atlanta, you're not missing anything, so don't feel bad. I think Tannehill still. I mean, he showed it. I mean, the man, he rushed when he had to rush. I think he was like top 5 in rushing touchdowns out of all the quarterbacks. I mean, he's not doing well. Shoot, he probably outperformed Russell Wilson if you really think about it. We pulled up stats. So I think Tannehill. I think he's legit, man. I think I said it before the game. I think he's not like overrated, but I think he's slightly underrated based on what he could do as a quarterback in the field.
Okay. Bree?
I agree with June, but also I just wish he didn't rely on his running back as much as he does. But you can tell that's what before Henry had got hurt. Like all they were practicing was running routes. The entire team relied on Henry, the entire offense. And it's like you didn't get time because like we saw he got hurt and you saw a little bit of a downfall. The only reason why they got moved up to the number 1 seed, honestly, in my opinion, is because they beat the Texans who don't have anybody. They beat the Texans who don't have anybody. And that's the main reason that they had got moved up to the number 1 seed. Because who did Kansas City play?
And Joe Burrows beat the Kansas City Chiefs to knock them down.
Yes. Yep. Joe Burrow. Yep.
So they got in because of teams losing. But you get in, you
yeah,
win,
teams
you
lose. But also, I don't think he's a horrible person, like a horrible quarterback or at all. But I don't think he's one of the best. But also, he needs better weapons, in my opinion. But also, he don't need him and that entire offense don't need to rely on one person to try to make things good. And you can tell, being that Henry was gone, you could tell they were struggling trying to run receiving routes or any type of routes that the receivers needed to run. And he would second guess himself because he's not comfortable doing that because he's comfortable with Derrick Henry.
That's fair. Fair enough.
What's up? I agree, but I disagree because what I agree about, where I said that they were the top, I wasn't even talking about overall. I was talking about in our division. They won our division with lines, like, you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna, so that's what I was talking about. That's number 1. Number 2, they won games without Derrick. There was a lot of games, even last year, that Derrick got shut down and they still won the game. Now, I do agree with you that he relies heavily on Derrick Henry. But I've seen them win games where Derrick did not produce and they still won the game. Even this season, Derrick was gone for a while and they won games.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like that they lost like ever since he was gone, but you've seen a downfall. Like a lot of their wins were struggle wins.
They were thugged out games that they played out. I mean, so to me, you know, I don't think he's great. I don't think he sucks. I think he's average.
Yeah, average.
And average with a good defense.
Mediocre
Game. Mediocre, yeah. And just because it's, you know, but he had a turnaround when he got to Tennessee. And I give a shout out to Vrabel over there, what he's doing with that team as a coach and how they're in it and the way he coaches them and keeps them in there. You know, I think they came in there and the team that was hot won the game. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna go there. But
correct.
Bree, what's the next one?
So the next one on Saturday night, the 49ers beat the Packers 13-10. Now that was a good game. My favorite highlight before y'all start recapping, my favorite highlight was the first drive and the Packers scored a touchdown. And what did Nikki say? Right?
Oh, Packers gonna win.
Okay.
Packers gonna win. Hey,
Yes, you
I
did.
was about to lose this. I was like, what? Wait a minute. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead. I'll go last on this one.
Good. So,
Good.
look, 49ers is surprising the hell out of me. Okay. But I say this, and it sucks to say this, right? All season, I always wondered, was Aaron Rodgers 100% with this team? You get what I'm saying? Like, I always wondered because it makes no sense for somebody to come to your house and limit you as bad as the 49ers did. Again, that was a field goal win. You get what I'm saying? But I mean, there's nothing great. So I say this. I think your question that you have for Tannehill will be a legit question for Jimmy G. Because Jimmy G didn't do nothing to me. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he yeah.
Just off of this one game?
No, I'm just saying
that on him.
I'm saying altogether, Jimmy G is, you know what I can say about him is he is so threatened by little old, what's to call it, that he is balling. Yeah, he's threatened by him. He don't want to lose. He don't want to have to be sat down. That he is trying his best to play his best game. Yeah, Jimmy G to me is, I don't want to say he's done. But the question you asked for Tannehill would be the better question for Jimmy.
Nikki, what's your eye vision?
Clear. 2020.
Wait, we'll get to that, Bree.
No, hold on. Honey.
Sweetheart.
I know your nails are the regs, but I know your eyeballs don't work either.
What you do is everything. Nah, Jimmy G.
I'm so confused.
Well, June, you have anything you want to add before me and Bree go and take up more than 3 minutes?
Yes. So 49ers, Indianapolis Colts. This last time I'm bringing them up. The Colts. I said the name twice.
Talked about Tannehill because I was about to say that's a better question for Carson Wentz. But anyway, yep, go ahead.
Oh no, that's a different conversation, whole different topic. But I think the 49ers and the Colts were the most dangerous teams. I keep proclaiming that. One fell short and the other one didn't because Nikki's team eliminated the other. Yeah, we'll give you guys props. Still in the playoffs, I'm gonna give the Jags some props. But the 49ers, by far, as you guys can see, they just took over as one of the most dangerous teams. We talked a little bit about it at this point. Who is the most dangerous team for unexpected teams, in my opinion, that got to where they are today? And that was between the Bengals and the 49ers, in my opinion. They took out the number one and number two seeds, I think. But anyway, the 49ers, 100% surprising. All the Niner fans are going crazy right now. I got a couple of texts from them. They don't even know how to act. Hey, you guys got to look in the mirror and just keep doing these things. Keep putting your hands together and keep doing it. But moving forward, the only concern that I have with the Niners is that Debo, that hit that he took, that sidelined him, that even though he might have been out of breath, that does he have some type of cracked ribs that may interfere in the game coming up? Because he plays
he's good.
One of the biggest parts. From what they tell us, he's good, right?
Him and Kittle are both good to act. They're both active now.
No, they could be active, but what I'm saying is,
yeah, they could be active.
They telling us he's good, right? It's all good. If we take, I wish we could sit here like the professionals and we could replay them hit over and over again. because that hit was crazy. And then it was crazy enough to sideline his ass. And he's a big boy, and he took a big hit. And it wasn't like chest; it was straight from the side. So that's my only concern. I'm gonna kind of stick to it in case it does happen. We'll talk about it next week. And say I told you so. That hit limited him to them plays. But hey, shout out to the Niners. Let's go Rams, baby. We'll talk about it later.
So he said to Kyle Shanahan, and I quote, "I'm great, Kyle. I got you." So he, he about to play his heart out. Crack ribs or not. Crack ribs or not. Yeah.
I picked Packers because I went with my pick'ems. And I said that I wouldn't be surprised if 49ers pull it off. I turned the game off. I get upstairs and there's a block punt for a touchdown. I'm like, oh shit, we have a game now. Nikki, I cannot agree with you when you said what you said about Jimmy G. All he does is win.
I have a question for Nikki. Y'all with a good offense, right? And weapons, you wouldn't take Jimmy G as your quarterback.
No.
Why?
Who's he going against?
So
no, I'm saying let's say he's a free agent, right? And
okay.
you have all your weapons, you have the weapons, you have a good O-line now. You wouldn't take Jimmy G.
He's not the only free weapon. So
no, but I'm saying if that was you wouldn't take him if he was I'm considering the Jaguars.
No, I would stick with Trevor.
okay, so she answered the question, Bree. I'm going.
Yeah,
I was saying. So, first off, shout out to the Packers. 49ers played the game they wanted to play, and they beat the Packers. What's his name? Discount double check is 0-4 versus the 49ers in the playoffs. This is twice now back to back that he's lost at home in the playoffs. An NFC championship last year and this year division rounds, right? So when you say that Jimmy G's mediocre, right? I'm gonna say this right here. Career.
No. She said he's done.
Oh, he's done. He's whack. That's what she said. That he's nothing. He's nobody. So, career. He's 33-14. When he's healthy and he's playing, they win. Let's not forget that 3 years ago, he was in the Super Bowl. That if it wasn't for the defense giving up 7, Emmett Mahomes played the best game of his life in the last 7 minutes of the Super Bowl, we might be talking a different game.
Okay. The Bucks was in the Super Bowl last year and they're out now. So I don't you're not gonna sell me with something 3 years ago. I'm gonna sell you with his record is 3-14. He was 9-6 this year. He didn't play the whole season like that.
15 games. He played 15 games.
Yeah, he was 9-6. Okay, so he didn't have a big game against the Packers, but he only went 11 for 19. He only missed
half of them wasn't because of Jimmy G.
So who they was?
It was because of Debo. It was because of somebody. Listen.
Okay.
Who was it because of, Nikki?
Anyways, listen.
Because in order for Kittle to get the ball, Jimmy G got to throw it, right?
All right.
In order for them to score points, the quarterback has
I'm not gonna do this for her. I'm not gonna do this for her. Listen.
Do it.
Look at her right now.
So yeah, defense plays a big part.
A lot of times from other quarterbacks, it's a lot of times for other quarterbacks that I would hear the comment, "Oh, that wide receiver saved that quarterback." But now it's no. If
I'm not saying that.
The quarterback, he wouldn't get it. Pick a side.
No. Okay, yeah, I'm glad you said that. So I'm gonna go there. I've said it about Tyreek Hill, Mahomes.
I didn't point out names, but I know it's.
But I do this. We can talk stats. So we all saw the Super Bowl against the 49ers. We all saw that it was 3rd and 19, and Mahomes threw a prayer. Who was there to catch the ball? Who ran his route and came back to catch that ball? Tyreek Hill, right? Even Bree tweeted it and put it on Facebook. Tyreek Hill's always saving them, right? I'm not saying that Mahomes not a great quarterback. He is. But everybody has that person, like Brady had Edelman or Brady had Gronk in the Super Bowl against the Falcons. So Debo is a big part of that offense. I'm not going to take that from you.
Okay. Yeah.
So is Kittle. And
so if you.
But Jimmy is not a done quarterback.
It's only Debo Samuels that's wrong. And for you to say that Jimmy G is below mediocre when his record speaks for himself, is 33-14.
So you used the word mediocre. All I said was I don't think he has it the way he's, to me, if I'm talking about people that are best or producing now, Jimmy G wouldn't be one of my top 5. That's all I said.
So he's one of the only
Real quick.
still starting in the league right now, and that's playing for a championship.
Yeah.
To me-
Listen,
So if Jimmy G beats the Rams, are you going to keep saying
some
what
of
you're
these
saying?
huh? No,
If Jim-
no. You want to know why? Because I've seen teams that have no business beating great team beating them. So I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, they were the best because they beat the Rams. I'm sorry. There's teams that have beaten.
You know what? That's her opinion. And, we got to respect it. Just like we have ours. June, you had your hand up. What you got to say, bro?
So, do you think that Burrows is better? This for Nikki, and I'm not trying to triple team you, but this is my only question that came to my head. My question is, do you think that Burrows in the playoffs is better than Jimmy G? And I'm asking for a reason.
I like Burrows though, so that might be.
It's a yes or no.
It might be biased.
Do you think that Burrows did better than Jimmy G? I'm asking for a reason.
I like Burrows. So
and the reason is,
sure.
you want to say it.
I like Burrows.
How many touchdowns did Burrows throw, and who saved that game? Which is the defense, and I want to go on 0. And then I want to go with the Jimmy G. How many touchdowns did he throw, and who saved that game? Which is the defense, and that 0. They had similar stats.
The only thing I said about Joe Burrows was that I like the fact that he didn't feel depleted when he got that many sacks. I never would say he was bomb diggity.
No, did you say?
I just asked you a question though. Like, who do you think is better?
He played a better playoff game. Like, do you think he's better in the playoffs than Jimmy G?
Okay, let me think. Did I watch Jimmy G really play? I think that.
Yeah, we were on FaceTime during that game.
Yeah, but it was a lot going on. I don't know. I like the way Burrows play more than I like the way Jimmy G play. That's just me.
But so I'm gonna say this in her defense. I can see why she's saying that, right? I'm a little biased because Jimmy G was on the Patriots, and Jimmy G did good there, and then he goes to the San Francisco 49ers, and his first year I think he struggled, but the second year they went to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? They went to Super Bowl the second year. The third year,
the Patriots wanted him back.
No, they didn't. But
yes, they did.
No, that's false news. So no, they never even made a trade. They was like whatever.
No, they were talking about it because the 49ers were going to trade Jimmy G back to the Patriots. Yes, they were. Right.
I got the
we
book
talked
right.
about it on the podcast.
It's all rumors. That's false news, Bree. Let's not bring up the past, okay? Nah, but no, but he wins. I can't be mad at her for what she's saying because if you look at the numbers the last game, you could say, oh well, shit, man, he didn't have a great game. He threw for 157 yards. He only completed 11 out of 19 passes. He had an interception, but they still won. And it took all 3 phases, right? It took special teams. It took the defense. You got to give credit. The offense did what they did. He made some throws that were good, and they still won the game. It's okay for you to say what you say. I don't have to agree with you with it because at the end of the day, I'm looking at the fact that the overall player. Yeah. I'm looking at his stats over the last 3 years. When you have a record of 35 or 33 and 14 or 16 like that, you're a winner. Your winning percentage is higher than your losing percentage. So if that came to it, and he's a proven quarterback. Again, he's been to the Super Bowl. He made it to NFC Championship. Now he's back in the playoffs. And when all of us or some people discounted them out, they went into Lambeau Field in the snow and freezing weather and knocked off the team that I said had the advantage because they're playing in their home stadium. Right. You know what I'm saying? So 49er game, it was one of those games that, like I said, I turned it off. But they won. All aspects of the phase kicked in. And, Nikki, I think that you're good for sticking with your guns. I don't agree with you. You might get donkey today for it, but it's okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So if I look, I don't. I'm not a Jimmy G hater. I'm not a Jimmy G fan.
But here's the deal, though. If I was a franchise, so I'm gonna say this: if you would have told me the reason you don't go with Jimmy G is because he's always hurt and the best ability is availability, then I wouldn't even argue. I'd be like, you know what? He's right. You got to be in the game to win. I don't think that he was threatened by the rookie. I felt he felt disrespected that we're putting a rookie above him when he's
Okay.
into the Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? So he
Feeling
went
feeling threatened. Okay, different word, but okay.
and he went in there and said, you know what, I'm not. And
I wouldn't say threatened.
I mean, what
I
you
wouldn't
got to
say
think. Let's look at. Somebody brought up Wentz before. When Wentz came back to the Eagles and was healthy, I believe mentally, Wentz was playing in his back that they drafted
Okay.
that they had Nick Foles still there, and they put a statue of Nick Foles outside, and it's like, damn, bro, y'all forgot that I had a winning season before I got hurt. I wasn't running for the MVP before I got hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but going to the 49ers and Packers, Aaron Rodgers, 0-4 now against the 49ers. Aaron Rodgers came up short again in a big game. Aaron Rodgers, the guy, he's been criticized a lot. I don't know if you guys been watching all the different sports talks, but I do. And he's being criticized. Do you think that Aaron Rodgers is that man?
For who? For Green Bay? I think he's over Green Bay.
So you think that his struggles or lack of coming up short is because he's tired with the team?
Yeah, I mean, come on now. He didn't want to play for them this year. I don't know. I told you. That was the first thing I think. I think that, I don't know. I don't know. Like, they won some games or whatever, but I don't know. He just, you know how somebody puts effort but don't put effort into stuff? That's just how I feel about him. Like, I don't know.
He doing bare minimum. Remember, Aaron Rodgers' bare minimum is like
It's still
of some of these mediocre quarterbacks. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
what about you, June?
But it's not hitting the way you would expect him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got some people that you like, this person is a 5-0 sailor, and then even when they're working at 4.0, you still like, what's going on? You're not being you.
What about you, June? What you think?
I think that it's kind of hard to blame it on this season, and I think it's a lot easier to blame it on him. And where I'm going with that is, this man's about to win his 4th MVP, right? And did he win the MVP the year he won the Super Bowl? I'm not too sure.
No. The last person that I think won the MVP and the Super Bowl was Kurt Warner. That's the last person that won NFL MVP and then won the Super Bowl that same year. I think. That's what
the reason. Yep. So the reason I bring that up on why I would have to blame him rather than this season, it's because he's won 4 MVPs. He's been this last Super Bowl was what, 2011? You said, Bree, or something like that? 2012?
Yeah, 2011.
2011.
All right. So over 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot easier for me to blame him, regardless of how poised and how he executes throughout the season. He comes up short for the last 10 years when it matters. So he gives it, he gets a B minus. He doesn't give it the A+ effort with a little bit of extra credit, and that's why I'm not extremely thrilled about it. He's a great pitch. If we had if this was wrestling, and he was my tag team partner, I'll let him fight in the beginning, and then all right, come on, I got to pin him because I know I got enough energy to win the fight. And he don't have that oomph, that little bit that he needs to get over that hump. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a mental thing. He covers it very well. I don't know.
All right, Bree.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to find the stats for you.
For what?
To see who was the last person to win MVP and the Super Bowl in the same year.
It was Kurt Warner. Even though ESPN said no quarterback's done it, but I think it was Kurt Warner. Me and Frankie looked it up the year that Brady won the MVP and lost to the Eagles. And I said he would lose because they don't win it. So yeah.
What was the question again?
No, I just feel so with Aaron Rodgers been under a lot of scrutiny this week. And a lot of people have called into question his performance. Do you think 0-4 against the 49ers, 2 years in a row, he's falling short? What's your take on it? Like, how do you feel about him?
He's ready to leave, like Nikki said. Like Nikki stated, he's ready to leave. But you just you can't it's hard to put it in words, if that makes sense, what I'm trying to say. Like, it's
You
not
say
his
he's ready to
intention.
leave.
So yeah, we seen that when he played the fucking Saints, the very first game. Like, he's ready to leave, but you can't. I'm not saying like he planned on losing, but like you can't predict that someone's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out there and lose this game. Like, yep, like. So I don't know why he's getting criticized unless he was playing like how he played week 1. Then yeah, I will understand the criticism.
But
But
the criticism is his character. So they compared him to Brady. Brady's will to want to keep winning and competing, the will to finish. They criticize him because of the immunization thing, his cockiness, his whole arrogance behind it. So it comes into play, right? Like now the season's over. And they scored a touchdown in the first quarter. They didn't score nothing until they scored 3 more points, I think, later on in the game of fourth quarter. And a lot of people felt like, yo, you in your hometown, you in your element, you got your players. Aaron Jones was killing the game. You had Adams out there killing the game. And yet you come up short against a team that technically people didn't. The only people that gave the 49ers a chance were people that watching the game and saying, well, you know what? 49ers got what it takes to beat them. But it's going to be a battle. So that for me as a fan, right? And this is me. And June brought up MVP, and I wrote it down because I want to talk about it after we recap the games. And so I'm not going to go into too much depth there. But Aaron Rodgers gets a lot of hype sometimes because of what he's done. But then when it comes to these games, he comes up short. So he's open to criticism because you want to be the top 5 or top 3 or top 2, or even some people say he's better than Brady all time. But then when you have them games or the moments, you come up short, you're open up for criticism. So, but we'll talk about that after we recap. What's the next game, Bree?
Keep the best for last, man.
The next game on Sunday, January 23rd, the Rams defeated the Buccaneers 30-27. Before we start, the Bengals and Titans, 49ers and Packers, and the Bucks and Rams, all last winning field goal drive was at 4 seconds.
Mm-hmm. That's dope.
Left in the fourth quarter. All of them were at 4 seconds.
I'm gonna say I picked Rams, obviously, because I had the Packers to go. So I felt that if the Bucks beat the Rams, they could beat the Packers. So I was like, you know what? I need to go Rams. I went Rams because of their defense. I knew that with Brady having a weaker offensive line, they're going to apply pressure. The game was awful. Not Brady's best first half, if you want to call it that. He was very frustrated. Very, very, and we all know to beat Brady, you gotta get him frustrated, get him out of and hit him, and they were doing that. For me, Rams won. They had, and I feel on paper, they had the better defense because of the names they had with them. And you have Cooper Kupp, the Triple Crown winner. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that man is phenomenal. Give him credit. He's dope. And Stafford is not a bad quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He just was on a bad team for so long. And Sean McVay's a good coach. It came down to a field goal. And I said this before we started recording. I'm going to say it again. Defense wins championships, right? And the Bucks had a chance to stop them from going down and putting up 3 points and going into overtime. And they didn't. The defense didn't. Todd Bowles called the cover 0, leaving Cooper. And the sad thing about it was that play wasn't for Cooper Kupp. They said it. Cooper Kupp was a decoy to open up the field to get it closer. It just so happens that the Bucks defense, there was a miscommunication there. So on the cover 0, one of the linebackers, I think Levante David, was supposed to rush, and he didn't, which allowed Sean Murphy-Bunting to come around the corner. But by the time he got there, it was too late. And Winfield, the safety, was left covering Cooper Kupp over top. We know what happened, kicked the field goal. I'm going to give Brady credit for at least putting up 27 points to come back. When they went down, They were down bad, and he came back. I don't put that on Brady offense. I put it on the defense that didn't make the stop when they had to make the stop, because the Rams gave up that game in the second half, 4 fumbles. That was the first time that a team has given up 4 fumbles, blown a 20-point lead, and still won in NFL history. So, you know what I'm saying? Rams came out on top. They didn't run the ball. I was listening to Ray Lewis earlier today, and he was saying they should have ran the ball. But when you go down 20 points, you got to throw the ball. So if we'll talk about that game, 49ers Rams, but good game overall. The team that made the right choices won. I pass it off to. I'm gonna give June a shot first, Nikki, because you're ready to go. Go ahead, June.
I think last week when we were talking about it, I kind of brought it up, and I was right. What do I mean I was right? I said you had Jalen Ramsey on freaking Evans, right?
But he got burnt.
He gave up that big.
He got stiff-armed.
Hold up. He got burnt. He got burnt at one time, right? Cool. And I knew. We knew
one time.
But we're talking about this game, and we knew that was going to happen. And even though that Ramsey is not the best corner, he still posed some type of threat. And I'm not a Ramsey fan at all. You guys know that. But he still posed some type of threat.
Mm-hmm.
However, even though Mike Evans is a bigger body, he's a huge receiver. He's super talented. I give him credit for that. The pressure came from Donald, and it came from Von Miller. He wasn't highlighted as much as Donald was. I was a little upset about that. But Von Miller, I think he had the better stats on Sunday's game. He killed it. He did what Von Miller does. So the pressure was there, and then you have the Rams. One player, Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown winner. Yeah, he did that big play. Amazing. We know what he's capable of doing. But my main man, 300 grand, OBJ, is proving that he's trying to get this big contract, and he's coming in clutch. You take OBJ out that game, no matter who you have in that offense, and Brady comes up with this W all day. So shout out to OBJ. Cooper Kupp, hey, all day. You're going to get that credit regardless. You're going to do what you do. Stafford, hey, huge, man. I think this is the biggest platform he's been in his entire career because he hasn't had it with the Lions. So shout out to Stafford as well. McVay, he's a youngest coach out there, and he's proven to still compete with the masterminds that are taking the rest of their team to the playoffs. So shout out to the entire organization. In my opinion, I'm going for the Rams. You already know why. But aside from that, I think they have the talent to pull it off as long as they don't get gassed out.
Nikki?
So June said something that I'm kind of happy he said it because it is true. OBJ's doing great. You know what I'm saying? Like he's found his comfort.
Stride, right?
He's doing great. So I can say I'll give him that. Jalen got beat a few times, but I do agree with him there too that Jalen, even though he can get beat, he still has he has enough presence to make you second guess yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even though you're gonna beat him, you might beat him. You like, damn, he's on my side. Okay, I got to do this extra. I got to do that extra. When you have somebody, I don't want to say mediocre, but somebody else be like, oh, this scrub, all right, got him. You know what I mean? So I say that. Now, what frustrated me about the game? Them refs.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Them refs. Okay, them refs. Now, the only reason why I say them refs is this. And this is the frustrating, and it's not only them. I'm just saying in general, right? Your job is to referee, right? It don't matter if you're refereeing the Bucks and the Rams, if you're going to referee the Bengals and who the fuck they play, the Titans. The calls should be consistent, right? And whatever penalty that you're calling the call on should be consistent. I don't feel that at least the second quarter that they were calling calls correctly. You get what I'm saying? I think it was very one-sided, which again, I know it's shocking because they were in Tampa. But I think it was very one-sided. I think a lot of the calls that were called against Tampa was a little stretched. Now, everybody saw Stafford kick that man. His leg extended. All right? All right?
Oh gosh!
But you know who got the call?
Sue. Because he said,
now I got a question. We got a taunting call, right? Didn't anybody see Tyreek Hill hit him with the deuce
Oh,
when he was what?
we
We
gonna
didn't catch, we didn't do that yet.
we gonna cover that next game. We gonna cover that the next game. So just keep that in your hip pocket, baby. Keep it there and hold it, because we're gonna talk about the next one.
I know. Okay, I want to talk about that game, but the point, the reason why I even brought that up was consistency. You get what I'm saying? You can't call taunting on one game and then the next game. Granted, I know it's different people, but this is your job. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is your job. You're supposed to do your job, regardless of what team, home field, whatever that you're doing it on. So it's frustrating because one or two calls might cost a team a game. And granted, I know we like, oh, you can't say that, because 3 games out of 4 that was played this weekend was one play that made that team win a field goal. You get what I'm saying? So some of these things, like Brady got to think his mouth is bleeding. And you're going to say, nah, he didn't. And when I looked at it, nah, it wasn't shoulder.
They showed it in slow motion. It was his shoulder.
It wasn't shoulder, Bree. It
NFL
wasn't shoulder.
posted it.
No,
It wasn't shoulder.
I can see.
Clearly, you can't see. Your eyes is blind. Mickey, he hit him in his shoulder, but when he hit him in his shoulder, Brady's head went up and it hit like his lip.
So regardless, why would you call it on Brady? There's frustration going on that field 100 million times. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that Brady was the first player to cuss out a goddamn ref.
No, he's not.
After you throw the flag, they damn near about to knock your ass over trying to figure out why the hell you threw the flag on me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so you're not gonna say
they tired of Brady. They're tired of Brady shit. That's what happened.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Your job is to officiate a game. You call it as you see it. And listen, I understand they're human. Sometimes they see certain things late or whatever, but you have to be fair consistently. I'm sorry.
For me, and this is what I mean before I pass it off to Bree, is how many players get in the face of the ref every game? We see it every game. It's a heated game.
How many coaches?
And they don't throw the flag. But at the end of the day, your job is to win a game despite all the adversity you face, and they lost. Bree, what do you got?
Right.
My boy Jalen Ramsey was out there doing that thing. My boy Cam Akers was out there doing that thing.
He fumbled.
Yeah, he did, but he actually played good too.
Nah, Akers has,
Akers did phenomenal. Like he did. He's been doing good. And last week was his first NFL start because he got injured.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. The game was very, very fun to watch. I think the whole time we were watching the game, me and June just kept cracking jokes on Brady's busted lip.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was funny. No, but that was a very, very good game. Brings me, I have a question for everyone. Now that we're talking about this game, so we can knock off one of the topics is, do you think Brady is done with football, saying he's leaving it up to his family and his wife to make that decision for him?
So I'm gonna answer that quick and I'm gonna just pass it on. I think if I say if I say somebody's done, I think Gronk is done. I think Brady might have another year in him. That's it. So,
I think Brady's battling something with himself. Me being a Brady fan, of course I watch Man in the Arena and I listened to his what's up, Bree?
I was gonna say you've seen it like throughout the season, like mentally something's going on.
So
he's not really fun.
I think that's what it is. I think he gets to the point now where winning, and he said it in one of his tweets in the quote that I shared or you shared, Bree, where he was like, winning's. Apparently I like to win. Losing is not a failure. I'm not gonna make excuses for him, but people have. They say, well, his offensive line was hurt going into this game. And I don't say much because people did it for Mahomes last year in the Super Bowl. Well, his offensive line was hurt. If it was healthy, what would it be? I feel as a Brady fan and seeing him, I think Brady's getting to the point now where I've seen every defense that's out there. I've probably played the best defensive players. I've had the best games. He's got so many records. What is there left to play for? Another Super Bowl ring? So he gets number 8. So he's been to 11, got 8. What now? What's left? You're 45 and you're throwing a ball. So that's a record. So to me, when he says leave it up to his family, Giselle has been very vocal on how she don't want him to keep playing. And I think it's getting to the point now, like, what's in it for me? I do one more year. That's another year I missed out on my kids' stuff. That's another year I'm away from my family. Another year my body has to stay healthy. Another year I got to be reliant on another person for my team to still win. Do I think he's done? No, I don't think he's done. I think Brady still can go another year. But what's going to happen is that now that he's older, you got to have Godwin. You got to have Evans. You got to have a healthy Leonard Fournette. Even if Gronk don't come back, you still got O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate. But you need that to happen. And you need your defense to be the defense that it was a year ago that wasn't this year. You know what I'm saying? But they were played by injuries. So injuries take you out from winning games. Let's just be honest. I just think that at this point right now, if his wife says, listen, I don't want you to play no more, and his kids say, Daddy, I want you home, I think he'll go home because he has nothing else left to prove. One thing we saw this weekend is that the younger generation is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
The younger generation is coming up, and competition is heavy. And this year, none of us could predict who is who and what's what. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's done, but I think if he walks away from the game, he could walk away with a loss, and you can never say nothing bad about him at the end of the day, because all of us on this thing would want to have a quarterback like him to go do a franchise what they did in New England and then go to Tampa winning a Super Bowl. Right now, if you ask the Jaguars franchise, what would you give to have the kind of run that the Patriots have for 20 years? They're going to take it. Same thing with the Steelers and same thing with the Eagles. People want to win. Let's just be honest. People want to win. Shit, the Pats would do it again to win. So no, I don't think. I think he still have enough left in the tank. The whether or not mentally. I'll give you an example, and this is me, and I'm not Brady by any means. I'm at a point in my career where I don't want to get up in the morning and go to work, but I get up, put my uniform, and go to work. And a sailor asked me yesterday, said, "Hey, senior, why is it that you still get up? Why? How do you stay motivated after 24 years?" And at this point in my career, it's them, not me, if that makes sense. Being able to pay it forward. Because for me, there's nothing left. I'm not going to make Master Chief. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to hit high 3. So for Brady, I got 7 rings. I have 3 NFL MVPs. I have 4 Super Bowl MVPs. And I got the most winning record. He's won more games in the playoffs than most franchises been to the playoffs. So what's left?
He's won
for him?
33 games.
He's played like 47 games. What's left for him to do in his career that's gonna what another ring? That's it. That's the only thing that's left is number 8. So that's me. Anybody else want to go, they can go. If when he retires, I'll probably get drunk and I won't watch football for like about 2 seasons.
Look, you gonna cry like Bree did?
Nah, I won't cry. He don't pay my bills. He send me a
Look, taking it too far.
Yeah, you taking it too far. Oh, he got 5 Super Bowl MVPs. 5, sorry. 5 and 3. So I mean, he's 243 wins to 73 losses. So, but June?
I think that he needs to come back one more year. And I think he needs to he don't owe nobody explanations, just like nobody owes anything. But I'm just talking as a fan. I think as a fan, it would be good to do one good farewell season, and he's doing it with still some type of skill. Sometimes, and I'm not trying to knock on Ben, but we knew that this was going to be Ben's last season, and we both knew that he might have had something there, but he didn't have the skill to take that team where it could take it. Rather than, I think that Brady could take the Bucs somewhere next year if he comes with that type of potential he had this year. So I think it wouldn't be bad for him, the NFL, or even his family. I think the respect level is there. I mean, you could tell sometimes when he get these hits, they want to hit him harder, but because he is who he is,
Yeah, it's
they
like,
don't.
yeah.
And it's weird, right? It's weird. And I see it with Aaron Rodgers too, because he is who he is. They don't hit him as hard. They go down, and as they're going down, they try to hold his hand. You know, I'm like, come on, hit the dude. He got
They lay
pads
him
on
down like a
too.
baby. They lay him down. Oh, here's the sack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I see, and I'm sure you see it too. But that's just my opinion, man. I think he's coming back for one last season, and it wouldn't be bad for him, the NFL, or his family, in my opinion.
Bree?
I don't think that he's done. I don't think that he's going to retire. I do think that he is going to come back. And he's going to come back as a bigger menace than what he did. Because he been a menace all season. He's not playing games. But no, you got to respect Brady, right? I've had this little slow beef with Brady. But since he's been in Tampa, like, I have no beef with him. Like, there's no reason for me to beef with him no more. So we good, we cool. And he a Florida boy, and he a menace, and it shows. So that's why I like him now, because he don't put up with nobody's shit no more.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll come back. I'm gonna FaceTime him later on this weekend. Anyways, Bree, let's go with the game of the weekend.
The game of the freaking year.
Yeah, let's go.
So it brings me saddened. My heart can't do it.
Yeah, take a moment, Simon. Take a moment.
This game was so emotional. But on Sunday night, the Chiefs beat the Bills 42-36 in overtime. That game was so emotional. I was laying in bed, like, thinking of, like, as if they were my team, me and Diggs got something special. So that's why I think it hurt for me the most, but definitely hurt for me the most for Jay Money, because that's all he wanted. Allen, my heart broke for Allen. I will say, though, kudos to Patrick Mahomes. I hate his family. Everybody in his family, I hate them. Can't stand them. I despise them. They are the reason why. Them and Nick Wright are the reason why I want the Chiefs to do horrible. Mm-hmm. But I like Patrick Mahomes, and his family is ruining him, especially how his brother and his girlfriend, fiance, wife, whoever she is, was acting all weekend and all week on Twitter. It's disgusting. But shout out to Patrick Mahomes, because he didn't even celebrate. As soon as they went and got the touchdown, he ran across the field to look for Josh Allen. Didn't even go with his team and celebrate that touchdown with Travis Kelce. He didn't even look at Travis Kelce after that play. He ran straight to find Josh Allen and give that man a hug. And that was so beautiful. Mm-hmm. That was very beautiful.
As a fan,
but the game overall. Oh,
wait, no, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the game overall was a great game. It was such a great game. There were no interceptions that game. Josh Allen did his thing. Josh Allen was doing so amazing. The Bills defense was doing great too. It was back and forth, neck and neck. At first they slowed down a little bit, but they picked it right back up. There was 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and 3 touchdowns were thrown. And less than 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
25 points was scored in the last couple of minutes of the game.
That is wild. That is so great. That game.
Insane.
It hurts. It hurts, right? I picked the Bills for my pick'ems.
Stop crying.
And I will say this, man. I agree, Bree. His family, Nick Wright, people like that, make me not want to root for Mahomes. But I understand where they're coming from, because as a fan, and when I had Brady in New England, I probably was as obnoxious up until they lost to the Giants the first Super Bowl about Brady. But my issue is, and my beef is why with the Bills losing, it was, man, Josh Allen proved I could bang out with you. I can go blow for blow, toe to toe with you. You're not the greatest one right now. I'm here. Put some respect on my name. And all that defense had to do was stop him for 13 seconds and go. And one thing Nick Wright said, and when he started saying that, I wasn't going to listen because how he premised it. He said, all they had to do was hold him and they would have won the game. And I said, come on, man, you book. And then I listened to him and he had a point. If you get a holding call on the receiving core, it's only 5 yards and you get the first down, but the clock continues to chew. So he said it. If they would have just held them at the line 3 times, the game would have been over. The game would have been over, and they didn't do it. It goes back to situational football. That defensive coordinator, that head coach failed his team because you should know that already. You should know that. Vrabel did it to Belichick a couple of years ago when the Titans faced the Patriots, and he kept getting the full start calls to eat the clock up. And Belichick was mad because he couldn't call a timeout because he didn't have any. But he knew, I can keep taking these penalties. It's not going to matter. It's going to push me back, but I'm eating the clock up. And for you to go in there, you're in Arrowhead. Your quarterback played phenomenal. A wide receiver like Davis that we never heard of set an NFL record with 4 touchdowns in one game. And you allow this team to come back and beat you because you didn't call the right plays. Your defense was gassed, like Nikki said. They were tired. And you didn't take care of that quarterback. And one thing I give Mahomes credit for, because Mahomes is a great quarterback. He's phenomenal, okay? He is going to go down in the next 20 years. He'll be top 5. And right now you can make the argument that he's top 5 currently playing. But one thing he told Josh Allen, I respect, he said, we're going to be doing this a lot. And one thing I give credit to Nick Wright, even though Bree put him on our screen and shared it with his live smoking a black and mild, and as much as I want to punch him in his big nose, he said, I'm not going to pick on Josh Allen no more. The very next day on his show, he said it. Josh Allen's good in my book. He was due for 4 touchdowns. No interceptions. Yo, this dude, he drove him down the field. And came Diggs. I feel bad for them players like Diggs, like Davis, like McKenzie, like Josh Allen. That, you know what? They went out there and they left it on the field. And it's 3 phases of a game, people. 3 phases. And I've always said it. If I'm a quarterback and I go down and score, I expect my defense to come up and stop you so you don't score. Because unlike basketball, I can't guard June and June can't guard me in football. But in basketball, we could. And if June crosses me up, takes it to the hole and lays up and wins the game, he beat Frank. But in this game, it wasn't Josh Allen versus Mahomes. It was defenses versus offense. And in my opinion, and just me, Frank, this is me, even though I lost all $5,000 because they lost, it's the fact that your defense, you didn't hold up your end of the bargain on the other side of the ball. That's just me. That's my 2 cents. Over to y'all.
Nikki.
It's so hard
To say goodbye.
to the bed. Listen, that game, it still hurt. Every time we talk about it, it still hurt. I feel so bad for them Bills players. Now, I agree with you, Frank. The only thing I'll say is this. They were tired. The defense was tired. You get what I'm saying? And I get it. All you had to do, they were tired. Maybe you're right. Maybe they should have taken the penalty. Maybe, somebody else should have came up with some of this game because it was well noticed that the defense was already getting, like, you know what I'm saying? They were getting winded, they were getting tired, right? But hats off to that team. If there's one thing I can say is they got motherfucking heart. You get what I'm saying? Excuse my language to our listeners, but they got heart. And they left everything on the field. They did. Unfortunately, hey, I'll say this year compared to last year, it was a different game. You get what I'm saying? But it's also sad because you knew that this year was different. They were a different team, or not really, not even more different team, but their performance was better. I'm like, who the hell is this Gabriel Davis? When did they get a number 13 on the team? Because he was playing like, you know what? Y'all gonna put some respect on my damn name. Y'all gonna know who I am tonight, okay? And baby, we know who you are, okay? We think here. It was just so unfortunate that the defense just couldn't, they just couldn't last an additional 13 seconds. Just so unfortunate. But there's something else I said. Oh, it was another thing I wanted to give another shout out, hand salute to Josh Allen, because with all this skeptical and all this craziness going on, everybody talking about NFL needs to change this towing costs. Crap. He was the only one that said, nah, he don't see nothing wrong with it. This is just how the game has always been. And I think that's much respect to him, because anybody like myself, if it would have benefited me, then this crap is messy. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, if they change the rules, it would have benefited him. But he's like, nah, it just, nah, we just didn't win. Again, another thing for Patrick Mahomes. And I agree with everything everybody say. Patrick wouldn't be hated as much if he had a better support system, and that support system happens to be his family. They suck as human beings, and because they suck as human beings, anybody that is tied to them by association gets the residual burn as well. But much respect. Patrick's a good player. Josh Allen clearly is a good player. We talked about this last week when we said who would we pick, Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. I still stand by Josh. You can see how he played, see how he produced. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, sorry, just to think about it. You know how we like, 49ers, Debo, Derrick Henry, Titan. I can wholehearted say that Josh Allen is a big part of their winning as a Bill. You get what I'm saying? Like the hats off that we give to Derrick Henry, you cannot say you don't give that hats off to Josh Allen as a team player or a very important part to that team. So Josh Allen, you is okay with me. All right. I'm sorry you lost, but baby, I'm gonna be rooting for you next year. That's all I got.
June?
Hey, hell of a game. Sucks that it went down the way that it did. I guess we could talk about the rules at a different topic at a different date, of what we think, because I got my opinion on that. I'm pretty sure we all do. Allen is a beast. The Bills know what they got to work on this offseason. Gabriel Davis, that's his name, right? Gabriel Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, setting records for somebody that came out with the woodworks. Amazing. Shout out to him. But I guess my biggest question, right? My biggest question is, was Stephon Diggs there?
Listen.
And this hold on, he was.
Yes,
he was because he tackled. Hey, hold on, he was there because he tackled the fan. That's a rhetorical
And
question.
he got
He tackled.
too.
He did get
tackled
that
the fan. That was his biggest play of the game, in my opinion.
No.
Yeah,
Gabriel Davis. Hey, Gabriel Davis stole the show.
He did.
And Stephon Diggs, he wasn't as highlighted in the playoffs or throughout the year like he was last year, in my opinion. We can't blame the running game. I mean, we could, I guess, but I mean, Allen is a big body quarterback. God, he kind of reminded me of Big Ben a little bit, but crazy game. I never watched the NFL game where I wasn't a fan of either team, but I was disappointed that the wrong team, the team that I think the wrong team won. Even though Big Red, he made history too. You know, Andy Reid, first coach to take two different teams to two different four consecutive NFC championships. So a big shout out to him. You know, That's what we do. We breed winners in Philadelphia. Hey, that's all that I got on that game, man. You know, I'm excited to see what the Chiefs do in the. Hey, Tyreek Hill, that little guy is so fast. I say every time I see this guy, I'm like, man, as long as they got that guy there, so fast.
You brought up Tyreek
So
Hill.
fast.
Now let's go to the thing. Tyreek Hill running by, throws the peace sign up. Last year, when the Chiefs beat the Bucs, he threw a peace sign up. In the Super Bowl, when Winfield caught the interception, he came over to him and threw the peace sign up. Got the flag thrown. Going back to Nikki. Refs, you got to be consistent. That should have been a flag. That should have been a flag. That's taunting. That is, and listen, I think I said it with you guys when we was live. I mean, not live, but on FaceTime during the games. When you make a play, you have right to celebrate. Okay, you get that big sack for loss. Hey, celebrate. You like when Evans sunned Ramsey and beat him by like 5 yards. Celebrate, because you came in the Brinks trunk like you locking dudes down, and you didn't lock me down. Let's just go there. Okay, who locked who down? Ramsey. Nobody. You keep sweat on that one. Then I think, you should celebrate. Because there's a difference between like Mahomes, when he runs it in for a touchdown and people try to tackle him, he be up there like that. Bro, celebrate. Talk your talk, because it's a contact sport and you doing it, you have right. But if we go and do that, let's be consistent, people, because that should have been a flag. The touchdown counts. But maybe that kickoff should have been a little bit back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it to me, and I agree with Nikki, but I'm a boxing fan too. And you shouldn't let it go to the scorecard at the end to win a fight. You should knock a dude out. Because if you lead to a scorecard, I judge a fight different than June or Brie or Nikki might. Dumb refs need to be consistent. It should have been a taunting call. It's blatant taunt. You got me beat already, bro. You got me beat. It hurts my soul when you got me beat and you know I can't catch you. There's nothing I could do to catch you, and you give me the peace sign like, hey, babe, I'm out.
And it wasn't like he did it, and he did it like it was like 5 yards before he even got into the 5 yards before he even got into the end zone.
He was at the 50-yard line throwing it up. Like, yo, y'all ain't gonna catch me. I'm the cheater. I'm fast. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do feel that
so ain't no way the refs didn't see it.
Not, but it favors who they want to go to the next level. Let's just be honest. Hey, you brought it the Bucs game. Nobody want to see Brady in another NFC championship. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, they tired of seeing him.
They tired of it. It's just the Yankees when they were winning. Nobody wants to see. Oh, the Yankees on Super Bowl again. I mean, World Series again. Oh, nobody wants to see it. Nobody wanted to see Brady in the NFC conference. Nobody. And guess what? Mahomes is that new toy, right? That new toy that everybody want to floss, like your new car. You want to show it off. And it tickles my fancy, right? When he does the no-look pass. Aaron Rodgers did that. Or he does the
Aaron never looks.
And Aaron done that. Everything that Mahomes has done today, there's a quarterback that's done it. You can't tell me in the 100+ years of the NFL, no quarterback has done a no-look pass. Stafford's done it. Rodgers done it. Nobody could tell me that a person hasn't been an offensive coordinator in the line when you have Peyton and Brady. It's just not. It's not a feasible thing. So be consistent when you throw flags. Be consistent and let them play. This is the playoffs. Just like in basketball, sometimes you be like, yo, in a regular season, that would have been a foul. But it's the playoffs. Let them play. But if you're going to throw the flag in one game, y'all need to be consistent across the board. It was a taunting call that could have altered the game. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that the coaching staff, situational football, effed the Buffalo Bills. But you know what I'm saying? The taunting call, Nikki, I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it might have been other ways that they could have won, but just be consistent. That's all I'm asking for. You know what I'm saying? If you're consistent, then we could be like, nah, that's how they always call it. We might not agree with it, but that's one thing we can say. That's how it's always been called. But then when you see, barely something and you call, and then you see stuff that it's blatantly and they don't call, you like, bro, where's the standard? Because I'm okay with whatever bull crap rule you're gonna call, but what's the standard? Because this time he barely did something you call taunting. This time he damn near, like you said, 50-yard line and nothing. We celebrated they win.
I just feel like you got to monitor. You got a screen up there. Like Cowboys got a 60-yard screen. All you got to do is look up. Oh, yeah, you're right.
He was running past the ref. The ref was running with him. See him talk about damn.
I do have something I want to talk about now that you mentioned refs, but I'll let y'all go about this taunting call first.
No, I'm over it.
No.
Yeah.
What about you, June?
He's over it.
Damn, girl.
Frank, add it to the notes so we go in order.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to do that now? Okay. It was my question, Bree, and you could I'm gonna add it, but where you at with it? Because I haven't seen you update it. It hasn't even updated. Okay, wow, there you
I
go.
did.
So where you want me to go after the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Go ahead. Take it away.
Okay. So Buccaneers offensive coordinator Brian Leftwich is in talks with the Jaguars, expected to be hired as a new head coach after lengthy second interview on Tuesday. He's a former first-round pick for the Jags, and the Jags right now are trying to finalize a deal to make Brian Leftwich head coach. This was really a topic for Nikki, and how does she feel about him becoming their new head coach? He used to be a quarterback, he backed up for Ben as well. He's a great guy.
For me, not every assistant coach is a head coach. Josh McDaniel went to Denver, struggled, came back to New England. They won a few Super Bowls, OC. Brian Leftwich I think is dope, but I also feel like, look what you have with you. Look what the weapons you got. And I just feel like
I feel like that he, though, has the knowledge and the experience to turn that team around.
you don't.
Especially being a former,
He doesn't, or he does?
He does. I think he does.
Okay, for me,
Especially being a former Jaguars and
so
player.
here's where I
I
go.
think he will be good.
And I don't want to speak. That's Nikki's team, and you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna put words in her mouth. In my opinion, as a fan looking from the outside in, I think they need more. The owner has to let the head coach. It's just so much, man. I don't know if he got what it's so okay. I say this. When Tom Coughlin went to the Giants, he changed the environment of the Giants. He changed the atmosphere. He created discipline. He had them focused, and they won 2 Super Bowls under his tenure against arguably the greatest franchise in the last 20 years. Can Leftwich go to the Jacksonville Jaguars and do that? That's the question. We
don't know.
We don't. So for me, this is his second year as a coordinator or third?
This is 30 years to coordinator.
Third year as a coordinator. He has Super Bowl ring. But look who you had. You had Mike Evans. You had Chris Godwin. You had Tom Brady. You had Leonard Fournette. So Brady, Fournette, Gronk, and AB were brought in by Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. I hope if he gets the job, I hope he does well.
Successful. Yeah, I wish success for him.
And success is a winning season right now, to be honest. It's not a Super Bowl. It's not playoff. It's a winning season. If you can get above 500, then you're doing good. And I'm gonna tell you why I say this before I pass it off. Vince Lombardi, when he went to the Green Bay Packers, they were losing seasons. His first season, he broke 500. Then after that, he went on. I think he won 5 Super Bowls, 5 championships, 2 Super Bowls, and 3 NFL MVPs. 3 NFL championships. That's before the league merged. When he went to the Redskins, now the Washington football team, the same thing happened. The first year there, he went 500, and then he caught colon cancer and died, and he didn't get to live it out. So what I'm trying to say is that if you can go to a losing team and get to 500 and better, that's a win to me. That means you're doing something right.
You turn the team around.
To turn the team around. So Leftwich having the chemistry he has, but he also has Tom Brady. If he did that with, let's say, if he did it with a lesser quarterback, let's say he did it with a Joe Flacco. No, he has a Super Bowl ring. But yeah, let's say Joe Flacco. He's been struggling, right? and turns it around, I'm gonna give him credit. But when you do with a guy that has 6 rings going into his league and you give him all these weapons that are magnificent, I mean, in a defense that's top 5, it's just hard. But if he does get the job, I wish him well. I don't know how he'll do though. I know I didn't answer the question, but you know, it is what it is.
We'll let
Oh, yeah.
Nikki go last. Oh, go. Go,
Hold
Jim.
on, Nikki's going last, or she's going there?
Yeah, because it's her team. She
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
go-
Hey, I think he's gonna bring some fans to the stadium. That's one. I mean, I think he has the. I mean, it's sink or swim for this dude right now. It's literally that's what it is. He's had the experience of an OC under shitty coaches and under good coaches. Coaches where they came up short, coaches where they went all the way. So he's gonna bring that type of experience, and hopefully he could put it together, especially as a former player in Jacksonville, knowing the Jacksonville. And I mean, we'll see him we'll see him in Philadelphia next year, Nikki, and I'll let you know firsthand how he does.
I might go. How about that?
Hey, I'll be in Philadelphia watching that game.
Well, pull up, because I might be in Philly watching that game.
You gotta pull up. You gotta go to Philadelphia. You know, I got you though. It'll be an interesting game, but I don't know, man. I honestly, I really do hope that Jacksonville turns it around. I don't know. I'm a fan for Jacksonville. I just want them to do good. I'm tired of seeing Nikki sad. That hurts my soul. You know, I want her to be celebrating. I want us 4 next year to be in the playoffs instead of just us 3. So that's my goal. That's my goal.
And also, and if he does get the head coach position, he's one of the few head coaches that actually played in the NFL. And I think he'll be the only head coach that was a first-round pick. So he has the experience on and off the field. Nikki.
So, it's not even much to say. I don't think it matters. Well, it does matter to a sense, but it doesn't matter who goes in there. I think they just need to go there with the mentality that we have been struggling. I don't like to use the word losing. I was going to correct Frank there, but a team that has struggled throughout the year. And I think they need to understand that you're coming to a struggling team. I think you need to change the culture. And once you change the culture and then work with these players and have a 500 season, then I think we're trending the right way. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we as fans and owners needs to allow whoever they put behind the helm of that team the time to make the changes that are needed. So if it's him, we will welcome him with open arms, and we will hope he'll get us where we need to be. And if it's not him, we hope that whoever they do put there, it's more of a help to the team than any kind of hindrance. But we need to give them time to do something. Like, regardless of what anybody says about Urban Myers, after he left, the team didn't win another game to the last game of the season. So we clearly can't say, oh, Urban Myers held the team down, because before he left, we had 2 wins. Last year we had 1 with Doug Marrone, and we had him for 3-4. We had him a total of 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think we just need to give people the time to develop, time to get their feet wet, and make something happen where it hasn't been happening. I do agree with you, Frank. It's easy to shine when all pieces given to you are hot, are already shining. When you have a piece that is dull, you have to put in more work. And sometimes we don't allow people to shy, go into their circular motion, we don't give them enough time to do that before we start condemning them. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing. I'm not even going to say it's a bad thing. I think we have a lot of other people that we had on the list that could fit the scheme. But if we pick him, I will support him. I just hope we give him the time. And let's be honest, we have a lot of holes that needs to be plugged. So just give him the time to do that. And hey, go Jags, Duval.
Period, Nikki. Periana, Nikkiana. Okay. June's looking confused, like, what the hell? So,
He's crazy.
my next topic is Antonio Brown may sue the Bucks for defamation when they offered him $200,000 in mental health treatment. And Brown appeared on HBO's Real Sports on Tuesday night with his lawyer right by his side to be interviewed and give his side of the story, where he mentioned that the Buccaneers offered him $200K for specialized mental health treatment. Not only did Brown turn it down, he may now file a defamation lawsuit against the team for doing so. And he said, and I quote, "He does not have mental health, he has mental wealth."
Yeah, he has mental health.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let it go. This is why AB does what AB does, because they keep him relevant. And I mean the word relevant, not that he's not a good player, like he has no skills, but we play into his foolishness. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's it. Like I am not gonna waste time to comment on how serious or good or bad what he's doing. I think if people stop playing to his foolishness, he will have no choice but to die down. And that's it. That's all I got, baby.
So I watched I'm Athlete. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched most of it. I didn't catch when he said the Ravens situation. Then I see something that he's on Brian Gumble and he's talking about that the Bucks knew this, then a third, blah, 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 blah. He said mental wealth on I'm Athlete, saying that he made the right decision, so he has mental wealth because he made the right decision to take care of himself. Here's my take on it. I'm wrong. I might be right. I don't know. I'm not in his head. I wasn't at the sidelines. The biggest thing with him is that his coach told him, get the fuck out. You're done. That's the biggest thing. He hurt his pride. It wasn't the fact that so if your ankle's hurt, so if Bruce Arians would have said, okay, sit down, AB, you're good. And would you have played the following week? Yes, you would have played the following week. You would have took the cortisone shot. You would have took whatever shot they gave you. They would have gave you heroin. You would have took it and you would have went out there and played. You were mad because you got cursed out by the coach. And he said it. He cursed me out. He told me to get the fuck out. So I'm gonna wear your logo, I'm gonna wear your brand. No, fool. And Brandon Marshall tried to tell him, like, yo, I would handle it different. But you didn't. Everybody says I would have handled it different. He even could have been handled different. So now you want to say that, Sue, I hope you get the 200 grand, bro. Because what that tells me is that AB doesn't have the money AB thinks he has if you're suing somebody for $200,000. If you AB, because every interview he does, I'm AB. I'm Antonio Brown. I'm this, I'm that. 1 minute, Brady's my friend because I helped him win a Super Bowl. But then the next minute, Brady's my friend. He was with me. He stuck by me through adversity. He gave me a shot. Blah, 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 blah. What Antonio Brown's talent as a wide receiver is not coming into question ever. Ever. Antonio's problems off the field or on the field mentally is the problem. You know, they try to go with the CTE thing. He kind of, oh yeah, players don't know about it, blah, 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 boom, 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 whoop-de-whoop, whatever. My opinion is this.
Question.
What's
sorry,
up?
Go, sorry, no, finish.
To me, whether Brady got you on a team because you could help win a Super Bowl or not, my man, you got a ring. It was a transactional relationship. Whether you shitted on you called out the Pittsburgh Steelers. You called out the Raiders.
Raiders.
Called the general manager got fired, a cracker. And then you go to New England, and because they cut you because you didn't follow the rules, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do, which was get off Twitter and text messages and not even talk to the person. All you had to do is shut up and play. Literally. You didn't do that. You get cut after one game. Oh, well, their owner gets a happy ending massage in Florida. Yo, you dry snitching, fam. You bringing up other shit that people do because you in the fire. Sue, give him the $200. Give him the $200,000. Give it to him. It's not admitting guilt. It's just getting rid of him. Bronx Tale, one of my favorite movies. Colosimo's chasing this dude on the street. He calls him over. He says, "Why are you chasing him?" He said, "Oh, because he owes me $25 or somehow he owes me money." He goes, "How much owes you?" "X amount of dollars." And he goes, "Oh, so he owes you. You didn't lose nothing. It costed you $50 to know that you can't lend them shit." Okay, AB, here's 200 grand. I'm a billionaire owner. Here's 200 grand. Shut up. I hope you get picked up. Have a nice life. Has he had surgery for his ankle yet?
No.
But the pits to the palace, and this is the shit that kills me, right?
I'm from the pit, not the palace.
So pits to the palace is a biblical thing. They covered it on I'm Athlete, meaning that you went from nothing to something, right?
Oh, something. Mm-hmm.
Where's the humility at?
He let it get
Where's
to
the
his head.
humbleness at?
He let it get to his head after he
You
got
can't-
hit
you
by the
can't-
Bengals.
You can't quote a scripture and take something out the Bible and put in a song, and here you go acting like you better than that. Because if you're a Christian, you should believe that, or you believe in God or anything spiritual higher than you, you should believe that whatever's given is taken. Whatever's given to you is taken. So why would you go on there and do that? Look, shout out to AB, man. I wish you well, brother. I hope you get the help you need. I hope that, if it's not mental health, my man, you go ahead and do what you got to do. And I wish you the best in health, wealth, and whatever else you want to accredit it to. That's just my take on it. I got to go piss. Y'all keep talking.
What is his deal with calling Bruce Arians a barbarian?
Because
Like when they lost, he tagged him on Twitter and said barbarian at Bruce Arians, like tagged him like on Twitter. He's always calling Bruce Arians a barbarian. Like, what is his like fascination with calling this man a barbarian?
I don't know. I think my dude, when you have that type of money, when you have that type of fame, when you have those people surrounding you, like Kanye West, you have Floyd Mayweather, and the rest of them folks that were in that little thing. Like when you have that type of, and then shit, then you got an album, and then you got a rap album, and then you got a rap video. And if you believe in that's your next career, and you have those type of people supporting you, then I think he's gonna fall into, believing and drinking that Kool-Aid. Like, hey, you know what? I really don't need the NFL. But in reality, I think outside looking in, I think this man has the potential of making more money in the NFL in the next 3 years than he does as a freaking entertainer, in my opinion. But I don't know, I hope that he gets it together, because he in Baltimore and with Lamar 100% would increase the chances of them going where they need to be, hands down. Andrews, freaking, even if they keep old Buddy, the running back that they didn't think was good. But
did you see the memes where it says, it's a meme because AB posted a picture of him and like a Photoshop
the Ravens,
and one of the memes says, and Bree or AB has signed, he's in this thing, and it says breaking news: AB has signed with the Ravens, but the Ravens have not signed AB. Then the next one was like, AB 3 weeks after playing with the Ravens, AB about Lamar Jackson. He was never my friend. He was never my bro. He was, that's not.
Now, in all fairness, they were talking about bringing him there before he went to the Bucks, because his cousin's there, Hollywood Brown's there. My thing is, why would they sign you, my man? Why would somebody?
You really gonna be on a prove it deal.
Exactly. You can't compare yourself to Gronk on a prove it deal when Gronk retired, came back and got traded. My man, you was cut because of your nonsense, your BS. And now you want to go to Ravens? Why? Because
Not from one, not from two, but from three teams: the Patriots, the Raiders, and the Bucks.
all you gotta do is shut up. Let's be real. Let's just be honest. ABC on the Bucks. We might be talking about how the Bucks beat the Rams because there's only one Jalen Ramsey. You know what I'm saying? Like, defense have to plan for him. You, my man, screwed that up. Now you want to talk about the Rams? I mean, the Ravens? No. June said something earlier. OBJ criticized so much for his antics on the sideline. Oh, he's done. He don't got it no more. Whoop-de-woo. He goes to the Rams. First few games, he ain't really been doing much. In the postseason, when it matters, here go OBJ catching passes, first down, touchdowns. Cooper Kupp is a distraction to allow OBJ be who he was at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And all he did was shut up and play
And
football.
play.
He let his action speak for him. Now, I know some people that listen to us are like, oh, Frank, that's messed up. You know, how you going to say shut up and play? That's that slave mentality. That's that white owner mentality. No, it's not. We all have a job to do. You want the money, you go out there and play. That's what the sport is. If my job is to be right now a podcaster and then go on to network and debate with Shannon Sharp, then his mouth gets me what I need to get. But if I'm a player and what gets me paid is my skills on the field, then y'all, I'm gonna shut up and play. And OBJ, hats off, my brother. You out there winning. You about to go to NFC, your first time in the NFC Conference Championship. First time. And if everything goes well the way you want it to go, you're going to be in the Super Bowl for the first time in your whole career. AB needs to shut up and just play. If you want to play football, play football. You want to be a rapper and drop albums and be with Kanye West and Madonna and Pharrell and all these cats hanging out, chilling, doing your thing, which is not your swim lane, then go ahead. You got millions. Go ahead and do it. You have the opportunity to do it. Have fun. Just stay out of football then. Stop putting pads on.
We got two more topics to cover before we get to our Super Bowl predictions.
Okay.
The next one is Sean Payton. He's gone after 16 years with the Saints. He's done.
Why do you think that? I didn't read the article, so I don't know why he left.
I didn't read the article either.
So he said he is stepping down. That man never said he's retiring.
No.
He never said. He even said I won't play next season. I for me, the only thing I would say about that one, it kind of came out left field. I wasn't expecting it, so I wonder what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not even talking with the team itself. It might be something more personal. You know what I'm saying? I just wonder what's going on. It came out of left field. So I mean.
So it says Sean Payton announced his decision to step away Tuesday, 16 years after he was hired as the New Orleans Saints coach. Said retirement is not the right word. And then he said he doesn't plan to coach another team in 2022, adding, that's not where my heart is right now. However, Payton didn't rule out a return to coaching in the future. He says, I don't know what's next. It kind of feels good, Payton said during an emotional 90-minute conference at the team's practice facility, but man, it feels like it was time, but not with any regret. There's some excitement. So he's probably taken some time off.
Yeah.
Payton explained that he has been considering this departure all the way back to training camp before confirming how he felt over the past 2 weeks. It is very bittersweet. I feel like he deserved this, said Benson, who said the team will conduct throughout the search for Payton's replacement, both inside and outside of the building. And yep,
That's it.
so he's stepping away. Probably it probably didn't. He said he's been feeling like this since training camp. Probably didn't feel right without Drew Brees.
So, two Saints fans today at breakfast said that he wanted to be the Dallas head coach a while back. and it's possible that they know that he's coming back. This might be a chance for him to be able to go do it. He can't do it if he's a Saints head coach. Regardless of the fact, I like Sean Payton. I like what he did in New Orleans. I like him and Breeze as a head coach and quarterback combo. I think he won a winning environment to a team that was called the Aints at one point and got him a Super Bowl. And was
2009.
and was constantly in the picture at one point or another, whether it was winning records, winning seasons, or what other stuff. So give him credit. I don't hate on Bounty Gate, because guess what? He did what I would have probably did was, hey, hit that dude. I'll give you extra money. Go get him. Wherever he goes next is a plus. But if he left the Saints to go to Dallas, when in New Orleans you use a statue, you're like a walking legend. I've been in New Orleans, and they love the Saints there. They love the Saints. You know what I'm saying? Drew Brees could say the dumb shit he said last 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And they still was like, oh, Drew Brees. But hey, whatever your heart wishes you do, Sean Payton, you're a good head coach, winning season.
And that was the last time. It was 2010. That's the last time they went to the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Yep. And that was the last time the Colts went to a Super Bowl too.
Yeah, because that's when they beat Peyton Manning. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
June?
Okay.
Hey, Buddy's under contract. Buddy's under contract for 3 years, and the Saints are not going to let him go that easy if he tries to go coach or do whatever. So I mean, they could get some type of draft pick for him or whatever, or do some kind of coach trading, which has been done before. So, and I overheard that on the ESPN radio this morning. Some dude just like, hey, they're not gonna let him go. He still owes the Saints 3 years, and if the Saints were smart, they'll get some type of compensation from him, and just cut ties with him wherever he goes. They did talk about the Dallas, like you said, that Dallas front office or something like that. I don't know. It'll be kind of interesting because now you don't just got to replace that quarterback, now you got to replace that coach. So now you got a bigger problem. Oh, and by the way, I think the Saints have the highest salary. They're over the salary cap than any other team. So I mean, they got all these different problems now that are starting to stack up. So they got all these problems. One of the best receivers, one of the best running backs. What do you do in that broken scenario?
Right.
What do you do, Bree, in that broken scenario? Go. Let's get your call right now.
Shut up. I'm tired of broken scenarios. I've been doing broken scenarios all week.
Shit, hey, we've been living it all year.
Oh, June brought a good point though. Salary cap. He's under contract. I guess my question to y'all, Mike McCarthy or Sean Payton, who you going with?
Sean Payton.
Oh, Payton, yeah.
Bree didn't answer. Bree's like Mike McCarthy.
I said Sean.
Okay. All right, what else you got, Bree?
Our last topic is a pretty good topic because it all happened today while I was at work, sitting on my little lounge chair because I was cramping, looking at different articles and everything. So report says that Deshaun Watson and Brian Flores wants to team up, and they both would like to do so at the Giants. Immediately, everything blew up. Everything. It went crazy. He was #1 trending, everything. So then the Giants had a little conference today, and the co-owner of the Giants stated today, we are not trading for Deshaun Watson. They have faith in Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones is their quarterback, and Danny Dimes is what's going to bring the team to what they need to be. He said there are so many reasons why we couldn't. He said cap-wise, we couldn't afford it, but most importantly, the allegations that are out right now, that's just not right fit for them. So they shut down those Deshaun Watson rumors. But Brian Flores and Deshaun Watson do want to team up and go somewhere together. And they just shut down. They said they could do good in the Giants, and the Giants said,
I'm not gonna say nothing on that. Giants are stupid.
Yeah, that was a big
Danny Dimes is not going to get you to the playoffs, okay?
no,
And
not at all.
Deshaun Watson is a way better quarterback than Danny Dimes.
They are not doing it.
No, but they say, you know what? The truth is they don't want to take the chance because of the allegations. That's the real reason why.
hmm
That's the real
They
reason.
just threw in a cap salary in there just to make it seem
Yeah.
like that was the only reason.
All right, Deshaun, wherever you go, bro, you're gonna kill it because you've been having
You're
enough
gonna
time.
be just fine.
You ain't injured no more. You had enough time to rest. And honestly, what you need is a good set of receivers. They ain't got to be top of the line like Stephon Diggs and DeAndre Hopkins and all that other stuff. You need people to get open. That's it. So,
Yeah, he'll be fine wherever he go. Shit.
and the Giants are smart. I go with Brian Flores and him because Brian Flores is a Brooklyn kid. He's just going to add to your fan base. So,
Yep.
Hey,
They said, we do feel that Daniel can play. We've done everything possible to screw this kid up since he's been here. To screw this kid up since he's been here. We keep changing coaches, keep changing offensive coordinators, keep changing offensive line coaches. I take a lot of responsibility for that. But let's bring in the right group of coaches now, give him some continuity and try to rebuild this offensive line and then be able to make an intelligent evaluation of whether he can be the franchise quarterback or not. I have a lot of hope in Daniel, and I know how badly he wants it. I know how the players feel about him. We are certainly not giving up on him by any stretch of the imagination.
tell you what you want to tell. Okay, we'll see.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Bree, what's next?
Super Bowl predictions.
Super Bowl predictions. June, who you pick for the? I'm gonna go whatever June goes because that's what he wants for him to get his money. So I'm gonna go there. Oh no, I honestly feel like it's gonna be as much as I hate to say this, a 49ers.
I'm going 49ers and Bengals.
You going 49ers Bengals? I was gonna go 49ers and Chiefs.
They're running it back.
They're gonna run it back, but I would love to see Joe Burrow go in there and do the dance, smoke cigar, going to the Super Bowl, even if he loses, knocking off Patrick Mahomes and this ain't that home.
Like this, Frank?
Yup, just like that. But I think Jimmy G has enough to stop. I think because of what Nikki said, I'm gonna use Nikki's words against her. Deebo Samuels. Can you stop him? He runs the ball, he gets yardage. He runs as a wide receiver, he gets yardage. And there's something about Kittle I saw. When Kittle walked off the field with his long hair and he went back like that, and he's like, woo! And he looked like a Viking taking over land, leaving Lambeau Field in the cold, in the snow with no coat on, no nothing, just pads, short sleeve shirt, blonde hair in the back, and he looking like he's about to take over the world. Now they're going to be in SoFi Stadium, where the weather is not snowing, and their defense could hold up, and their offense could run the ball, and the 49ers make you play that type of football. But I'm going to go defense. So I'm going to go Rams and Chiefs in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. Rams and Chiefs. Rams winning, by the way.
Wait, we're not doing that yet. We got to wait until after.
Okay, so Rams and Chiefs. That's my pick.
Nikki.
Oh my God, are you serious? I'm thinking that she's like lost connectivity. Then I'm like, never mind. It's Nikki.
Okay, I'm gonna make this easier for you, Nikki. Okay, so on Sunday, the Bengals play the Chiefs. Who do you have winning?
Shit, that's where I'm stuck.
It ain't hard. It ain't hard.
That's where I'm stuck because I want to see the Bengals win, but I know the Chiefs. I'm going to Bengals.
Okay, and the 49ers and Rams.
I don't give a damn which one. Rams.
Okay, Jim.
I want the 49ers and I want the Chiefs gone. So I just went with, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna be really, really real with you guys. I really want the Eagles to win, but the Bengals have the same chance that they do. So I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs, killing the Bengals. Sorry, Blanco. The Blanco train stops here with me. And I got the Rams. I got the Rams and OBJ continuing their success into the Super Bowl.
So I'm going Bengals and 49ers. Okay. The main reason why I went 49ers though is because the Rams played good the first half of the game and then they decline. And then the 49ers don't play good the first half of the game and then they incline towards the end.
That's true.
So they didn't do
I think
it
it's
this
vice
last
versa.
game. No. Don't forget the very week 17. Don't forget, June. We're not doing that. Don't forget. The Rams was up 17-0 against the 49ers. They played all their starters too, by the way. And that was the chance for the 49ers to make it into the playoffs between them or the Saints. Whoever won got into the playoffs. It was 17-0. Rams was up. By fourth quarter, it was 17-17, and the Rams beat them with a field goal.
49ers beat them.
Or
Do you
49ers beat them with a field goal.
Hey, so do you think that the D-line from the Rams with Jimmy throwing all those touchdowns that he threw last weekend, is going to actually come through this week?
Hey, if they could look,
Because it ain't going to work.
Look, at the end of the day, if they can knock out Aaron, they can knock out fucking Matthew Stafford. So,
And that's fact.
Hey,
And that's fact.
no, that is not a fact. That is a horrible
That is
fact.
fact.
Horrible.
That's fact.
Historically speaking, that's not even a legitimate fact.
Well,
historically speaking,
The Rams lost twice to them this season.
That's facts.
And I know that the
It ain't
postseason
count.
is kind of different, but you lost twice to them in the regular season. You had the same weapons.
it's different.
We'll see.
Okay. So those are our Super Bowl predictions. Also, before we go, we can save it for next weekend.
Well, look, for me, it's always a pleasure to get on here with you guys and talk this. We talk so much during the week. I felt this week we didn't talk as much before the recording. We watch the games together. We commentate so much with each other in regards to these games. It's always a pleasure to get on here with you guys. It's a pleasure, a good distraction from the everyday norm. So thank you for us getting on together again. That's my take.
All right, America.
America.
Till next week.
Her laugh kills me, yo.
Hey, one last thing I think is hilarious. So I guess Eli Apple was going all over he was going back and forth with a few teams talking about how New Orleans, this and the Giants, those are the worst two teams that he hates based on their fan base. I mean, he has no room to talk.
He played for
And he said something about Jalen Hurts. So then Slay, and this was earlier today. Slay, he tweeted a picture of Eli Apple's New Jersey. He said, "This is Eli Apple's New Jersey. Make sure you go out there and get it." I think that was kind of funny.
The shade.
So, go ahead.
It's always a pleasure of doing this with you guys every week. Make sure you're drinking your water. Okay. Make sure you're staying healthy. Remember, like Nikki, where's your water? Drinks water. But the greatest meme for the week, we keep forgetting to do our memes of the week, right? The best meme of the week is there's a picture of Josh Allen, and the tweet says, "There's nothing more Josh Allen could have done." And someone replied and said, "He could have called heads."
He did contact.
That one, and then
Yeah,
and then then the last one was Sean Payton after seeing Taysom Hill as a starter.
I'm out. For that reason alone, I'm out.
They're saying I'm out. I'm out. And for that reason alone, I'm out.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen. Go ahead, Bree. Go ahead, close it out, girl.
But thank you. Thank you. And Joe Burrow, please, 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 please pull out this win. Like they said, we don't want to see Jackson Mahomes twerking at the Super Bowl. So please, please pull out this win.